Hi, I'm making a vlog about the documentary Santa's Workshop about the Chinese and the Taiwanese workers that have that are exploited by the companies. What I found interesting about it was that when you have a look at what the workers are actually slaving for and being exploited for is stuffed animals and toys. And like, because all our shit comes from China. Um, Shit meaning all the stuff that we actually don't need, all the consumer shit that basically falls apart after a certain period of time so that you can buy the newer model. That all comes from China. All the stuff that is really, really cheap, all your toys and the gadgets and the new cell phones and computers and laptops and iPods and iPads and whatever. This all comes from China. So if you look at that, like, the point of why do they have to, like, give up their life completely because they don't have a life anymore. They just work day in, day out. They work at night all the time. They burn their body by accidentally touching the machines because they fall asleep because they've been working for so long. So they are in poor physical health and they are basically being completely exploited as if their lives mean absolutely nothing. And if you look at the reason why they have to work so much, it's actually nothing. It's stuff that we don't even need. I mean, stuffed animals, come on, and all those phones and all the gadgets that come from China, that's stuff that we really don't need, and they are giving up their life for that. So um, but so these companies are there now, and these people are working there, and basically their income depends completely on the company, and the company cannot afford to raise up the paychecks for their workers because then people won't invest in China anymore. People won't go there with their companies anymore, and then China, I guess, will be out of business. And the thing that makes China right now so apparently great as such a great player in the capitalist game is because it's so damn cheap. Because China has got such a cheap workforce, I guess, so many people who are basically willing to work and sacrifice their life for a few uh, yuan, which is the currency there, yuan, I think. Um, so if you look at that, it's actually completely absurd the way that the system works in that way that they have to basically give up their lives. They are, they're born here in this world and now they have to go and work just to be able to get through the day. And what they do all day is working. They work 14 hours a day, often, just to be able to have that little money to survive. And they do it so that we in the West here, who basically go and invest in China, so the stuff from there comes to here to us and we buy it because we enjoy it and it makes us feel good about ourselves, but we don't actually need that stuff. It's like excess. It's not necessary. It's pure consumerism behavior. And the reason why we're actually consuming all that stuff that we don't really need is because there are corporations, there are people who um, built up these corporations because they want to make money. So that's how the consumerism game in capitalism works, is that people build up corporations because they want to get rich. So you see like a hole in the market and you go like, oh, hmm, I have a cool invention and people are gonna like this. It's like a stuffed animal that can talk and walk or something. I mean, nobody needs that and it's completely unnecessary, but you're gonna create it anyway because people may buy it, and it might make you rich. So you build up your company and you go to China and you put your company there, and then you have all these workers from China who work in your company who get paid very, very little, and so you can sell your product here at a very low price so that lots of people will buy it as their Christmas present for their family. So that's how our capitalist system works with consumerism, wherein we're consuming the earth at a very fast rate because our stuff is so inexpensive because of the way that for instance countries like China, and obviously that's not the only country, are being exploited to for us to have that stuff so we can consume. And the whole absurdity about it is that we don't even have to consume, we don't have to do that, but we've gotten so used to consuming and consuming more and more stuff that we really don't need, that we believe it's who we are and we can't live without it, and we just keep doing it. Even though we know that this is going on, that's so fucked up, really. We know that China is being exploited and every damn country in the world is basically being exploited so that we can have our wealth and our consumerism products, and we keep doing it as if nothing's going on. The world is perfect, because for us it is. For us the world is perfect. We live in fairy tale land with commercials and with all that stuff that present a pretty picture for us, and that doesn't show and reveal the actual truth. You never get a photograph of the people who were making your product, because then you wouldn't want to buy it anymore. There's always some kind of magical picture making you feel nice inside so you'd want to buy it, which is basically lying and showing reality as what it really isn't. So we're living in a lie and we can't let go of it. We don't want to let go of it because it makes us feel so nice inside. We're the ones who get to celebrate Christmas. They don't get to celebrate Christmas, but they have to make our toys to make our lives more enjoyable and pleasurable. Now, the reason why this is actually like a vicious cycle, because you can't just say, oh, but okay, then we'll stop consuming, because then the whole system will collapse, obviously, because then those people in China won't have jobs anymore. They'll become poor, they'll die, and then everybody loses, I guess. But that's why we need a change in system. That's why we need an equal money system, to make sure that basically everyone is already provided for, so that if we stop consuming, shit isn't just gonna all of a sudden drop, and people are gonna all of a sudden be left with nothing, because in this current capitalist system everything is connected to everything. So you can't just say, okay, then we'll stop doing this then, or we'll take that away, because there's always someone who's gonna lose. In this capitalist system you always have a loser and a winner. So there's so many things that you have to consider. That's why we need a completely new system. We just need something like BIG, basic income grant, that makes sure that every being has their basic necessities. I mean, come on. Isn't China communist? Isn't China like socialist, communist, somewhere in between those two? Isn't it supposed to have that already? I mean, there's just something really messed up going on at this moment. So we should really consider looking at basic income grant and equal money system, to just make sure that we have some kind of um, a cushion to land on when we take away the whole system of abuse, which is the capitalist system and the consumerism system, which is going to be BIG, basic income grant, and then equal money system. So I urge you all to investigate the equal money system at www.equalmoney.org.